Extremely dangerous Hurricane Laura is closing in on Louisiana and the upper Texas coast. I'm Mike Nasa with the latest on this very, very powerful hurricane. Here it is as of 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, hot off the presses from the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane Laura was at 27.9 north, 92.8 west. Maximum sustained winds have increased to 145 miles per hour. It is a solid Category 4 hurricane. It's moving northwest now at 15, and it is expected to make landfall in the next 12 hours or so. I did want to note we do have hurricane warnings obviously out from San Luis Pass, Texas to Intercoastal City, Louisiana, and we also have a hurricane watch from east of Intercoastal City to west of Morgan City, and the most important part is the storm surge warning from Freeport, Texas to the mouth of the Mississippi River. You can see it's pretty straightforward with the track. The hurricane is going to make landfall sometime in the midnight to 3 a.m. time frame right near the border. So Sabine Pass, Cameron, Louisiana, Holly Beach, you guys are directly in the line of fire, to say nothing of Beaumont, Port Arthur, and of course Lake Charles, which could have very severe damage, not only from a Category 4 hurricane wind, but also from the storm surge as well. The storm surge is really what's going to be the killer with this. These are the storm surge estimates right now from the National Hurricane Center. 15 to 20 feet. That's going to be just devastating. Calcasieu Lake over here, Sabine Lake. You're talking anywhere from 10 to 20 feet of water rises with waves on top of that. Some of the computer models are estimating waves that are going to be 40 feet, 50 feet high. I mean, if that's crashing on top of 20 feet of water, that's like a bulldozer coming from Intercoastal City all the way over to Searim State Park. So if you are in a low-lying area, you only have a very short time to get out, and I've already heard about flooding and water rises throughout the day, to say nothing of what's going to happen as it gets towards high tide tonight, overnight, in the overnight hours. Again, the water level inundation is going to be severe. This map here really nails it home up to 30 miles inland, and you can see all these little communities on the border here, and all these little rivers and streams and estuaries around Lake Charles. They're all at risk of flooding. Lake Charles, you could really, really be hit hard by this, and areas like Preen and Westlake, you guys could be underwater. So again, if you are told to evacuate, please do so. As a matter of fact, the National Weather Service office in Lake Charles has relocated because they too are evacuating. Again, water is what kills during a hurricane, not the wind. So this entire area of the Louisiana coast, all the way over to Intercoastal City here, is at a severe storm surge risk with Hurricane Laura. Good grief. Look at this hurricane. This thing is just so mesmerizing. Look at the little mesovortices spinning inside the eye there as it strengthens. And again, the worst winds will be right around the eye wall. So the eye wall is right there. That's where the worst of the winds are going to be. That's where you have those winds that are expected to be up to 150 miles per hour. It doesn't look like it's going to weaken much at all before landfall. Remember, Katrina and Rita weakened 15 years ago, but they were much further out here in the Gulf. This is strengthening as it narrowly gets very close to the shoreline. So, I mean, we could maybe drop the winds, but that water that is building up now has nowhere to go but right into the Louisiana coast. It's going to be really, really bad with storm surge, okay? You've been watching these updates. You know I shoot you straight when it comes to hurricanes. You guys know you don't get any worse than a Category 4 or 5. And Laura is expected to be an upper edge Category 4 as it slams ashore. Just a very impressive hurricane. Now, what do we expect from a Category 4? Well, right now it's 145, so anything 130 to 156 is a Category 4, and that's catastrophic damage. And you can see on the left there, that was Hurricane Charlie, which hit Florida in 2004. Mobile homes leveled. But again, if the water is 20 feet over the top of that, you might not even have the wind damage because the water is going to wash it all away. On the right side of the screen, that's a picture of Hurricane Harvey. Harvey was a Category 4 in August on the Gulf Coast 3 years ago, but even Harvey was 130. Laura is stronger than Harvey was. So you know, this is a very serious thing. You could see it's unbelievable that yesterday we were down here in the Category 1 range, and now we're at a high-end Category 4, and that is catastrophic wind damage. So, again, if you are still not out, please, please, please evacuate, because this hurricane is so dangerous. Now, this is from Dr. Phil Klotzbach from Colorado State University on Twitter. He notes the strong hurricanes, like Category 4 or 5s we've had in the last 150 years, and Louisiana, there's only one on the list here that is that strong, and it was in 1856. It was called the Last Island Hurricane. It was 150 miles an hour, 934. This hurricane's 145 miles an hour. Okay, so right now Laura's the strength of Great Miami Hurricane, the Great Lake Okeechobee Hurricane, Donna 1960, Carla 61. It's almost as strong as Charlie was, or the 32 Freeport storm. I mean, this is a historic hurricane with Laura, which is very unfortunate because that means it's devastating. But this 1856 Last Island hurricane is the strongest hurricane to ever hit Louisiana as far as winds, 150 miles per hour. And it hit pretty much a track very similar to Laura. It was a little to the east of Laura. It was in August of 1856, and it came ashore with winds of 150 miles per hour, and it washed away this island here, and this island disappeared from the storm surge. So hopefully we don't see any islands disappear, but I'm telling you right now, when you look at this eye of this Hurricane Laura, these rain bands are going to get progressively worse, the winds are going to get stronger, and that water rise is going to come in. Look at that beautiful donut there, the eye of the hurricane right there. The worst winds, of course, those disastrous winds, are right in this band right here, the eye wall surrounding the well-defined eye of Hurricane Laura. All of that moving up to the coast. If we follow to the north, we do have some tornado warnings. Remember, people always forget you get severe weather with hurricanes. This here is a tornado warning out of the New Orleans Weather Service until about 5:45 p.m. Eastern, 4:45 Central, capable of producing a tornado. And you can see that it's just a continuous cycle of severe weather with these rain bands that come in. Baton Rouge, Alexandria, you guys are up for some severe weather too, to say nothing of further south with the core of our Category 4 hurricane making its way. Cameron, you're sticking out there like a sore thumb, as well as Lake Charles, so please, if you have not evacuated, you have very little time to do so, because a lot of these areas are already underwater. So please, again, any final evacuations, preparations, anything to protect life and property, if it's not rushed to completion right now, you're running out of time, because we have a beast named Laura, and Laura is going to join the ranks of Rita, Carla, Katrina, Camille, and other historic Gulf Coast hurricanes with a devastating landfall along the Gulf Coast of Louisiana and Texas later tonight and early tomorrow morning. I'm Mike Naso with continuing video updates on extremely dangerous Hurricane Laura, and I will talk to you guys next time.